Hi students, I'm Dr. Bhavana. In this lecture, we are going to deal about the new chapter called as Human Health and Diseases. So this is included in your second year syllabus. In Human Health and Diseases, generally by name only we can understand. We will deal about the what is the human health exactly, as well as what are the frequent diseases which we are associated with. Till the last class we have done with animal kingdom. So in the animal kingdom we have seen about the different types of phylum, as well as what are the different specific features as well as scientific names. That is full a tough chapter which you should concentrate more in the first year. When you come to second year topics in human health and diseases, it is very easy for you, like all the diseases from young, when you are young, all these you are aware of. All the diseases, one or time or other you may be infected. At least you say suppose common cold, that is also a disease which is caused by virus. So that all we will go in detail in this human health and diseases. What are the diseases which are associated? Later in your NEET point of view also, numerous questions were asked based on this human health and diseases, like different types of bacteria as well as immunity. Next we will see about the immunity. So immunity also numerous questions they will ask, like how we have, what are the different types of immunity, as well as how we are able to resist whatever the foreign particles which enter our body. Then next continuation of the chapter is about the drugs. Numerous people we see, but drugs are banned in India. But we see what are the drugs and how they will affect our central nervous system as well as our gastrointestinal tract. Everything we are going to see in this chapter. So this chapter is very important, as well as we see in our daily life what we go through. Only this fully is included in this chapter. So I want you all to concentrate the main important points which I am going to teach you. So when we are going to start with human health as well as disease, human health and diseases. So first, what is human health? In later when you go into further second year afterwards, when you join MBBS and all also, this chapter is very important. So I want everyone to concentrate. So in human health and diseases, basically, first we will see about the health. So what is health? Earlier classification of health was, health is a state of body as well as mind where there is balance of certain humors. That is, health is a state of body as well as mind. It is a state of body and mind where there is balance. There should be balance between our body as well as our mental health also is important. That is mind. So health is a state of body as well as mind where there should be balance of certain humors. Balance of certain humors. So in this balance of certain humors means what? All are good humors only which we see. So this full concept was called as good humor hypothesis. Good humor hypothesis. It is just a hypothesis, not an exact definition of health. This full was given by earlier previous Indian Ayurveda system and all. They have given this as health is defined as a state of body and mind where there is balance of certain humors. Some others also are related. This full is called as good humor hypothesis. By whom it was given? It was given by Indian Ayurveda system. Indian Ayurveda. This is not the exact definition of health. This health means They were just defining. They earlier thought that simply the body and mind, that's all, is important for a good health. Then later they also thought, who these Indian Ayurveda systems, when they were very earlier generations, they all thought that persons with black bile, means who are having this black bile and all, they will have hot temperatures. That is, their temperature will be very high in the persons with black bile. Black bile. But the later, the famous scientist who is known as William Harvey. William Harvey. What is the speciality of this scientist? William Harvey, he demonstrated the black bile, persons with black bile only will not have high temperatures. Others who are infected or who will have fever, they will have high temperature. How he measured? He measured using thermometers. Before, earlier they thought that the persons with black bile will have high temperatures. Then later, the famous scientist who is known as William Harvey, who defined the blood circulation, who defined the blood circulation, full blood circulation, how it's flowing using experimental method. He defined the blood circulation, how the blood will flow and all. He demonstrated that the persons with black bile will only not have high temperatures. They won't have high temperatures. Other people also will have high temperatures, but when they are infected with fevers and all, they will have high temperature. So this is about the famous scientist. So he proved that persons with only black bile will not have temperatures. Others also will have high temperatures. With black bile persons will not have high temperature. This is the thing that is proved by William Harvey. So these two consequences led to defining the health as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being of the person. All the factors should be included for the proper health. I'll tell you the definition. Till now what we have done, I'll just revise. So first, what is health? Health is defined as state of body as well as mind where there is balance of certain humus. This definition was given by traditional people earlier. Their Indian Ayurveda system gave this. This full name was as good humor hypothesis. So, William Harvey, the famous scientist who defined the blood circulation, how using experimental method, how the blood will flow, he said that persons with black bile will not have high temperatures. How he demonstrated? By using thermometers. He checked in the persons with black bile with a thermometer whether he is having high temperature or no, but it is proved wrong. So he proved the good humor hypothesis as a wrong one. So he gave the another definition of health, that is nothing but health is defined as physical, mental and social well-being of the person. Complete physical, mental and social well-being. Well-being of a person. Physical, mental and social well-being of a person is defined as health basically. So later, this health is affected by so many factors. Like how health is affected? It is affected mainly by genetic disorders. Suppose a person who is born with numerous deficiencies. So these genetic disorders also play an important role. That is from one person to another. That is from parents to the child. numerous genetic diseases are transferred from one person to another. So these genetic disorders will affect the health basically. This is also a state of complete physical state should be good, or mental state should be good, as well as with others also it should be good. Then only it is considered as you are having a good health. So basically, if this in this any disturbance is there, then the person is considered as a diseased person. So what are the general things which affect the health? They are nothing but genetic disorders. Next, infections, as well as lifestyle. These are the three main things which affect the health. Genetic disorders, suppose you are born with some genetic disorder, this will affect your full health, as well as when you are born with some infections or you get some infections, then also your health is not good, as well as lifestyle. Lifestyle, if you are leading a poor lifestyle, that is economically, if you are poor or you are suffering from some nutritious diseases, then also it is considered as health is not good for you all. So for a complete health to be good, there should be balanced diet, as well as personal hygiene, as well as lifestyle. Balanced diet, personal hygiene, as well as the good lifestyle should be there for you. Lifestyle in the sense you should eat good and proper food. Balanced diet, personal hygiene, lifestyle, as well as another one is exercise. These three are the important driving forces for a good health. These are the things which disturb the health. These are the things which promote the good health. What are those which disturb the good health are nothing but genetic disorders, infections, as well as lifestyle. But when you come to balanced diet, a good diet should be taken. A good lifestyle should be there. Personal hygiene should be there. That is, you should take care regularly, personal hygiene, as well as exercise. Daily, you should do some exercise for good health. So, these are the factors which promote the good health. These are the factors which disturb the good health. What is exact definition according to WHO is nothing but, that is World Health Organization, is complete physical, mental and social well-being of a person is defined as health. So whenever they ask you to define health, you should define in terms of complete physical, mental as well as social well-being of the person. You should not define it as simply it is like absence of disease. That is not the correct answer. This will be the correct answer. In all aspects, you should be good. So this is about the main, what are the factors which promote health and what are the factors where it leads to disturbances, and this is the definition of the health. So till now, don't get so much confused. Only about one scientist we have specified, that is nothing but about William Harvey, who promoted that good humor hypothesis is not working out. That is how he demonstrated is with persons with black bile will not have high temperatures. Like that he defined, as well as he gave a new definition of health according to WHO also. This is the one which we follow, and not the Indian Ayurveda system or traditional ones which we follow for defining the health. So this is about the main introduction about the health. So if a person, basically if a person is affected, means he is having some disease. If health is not good, means only he is having disease. So these diseased persons, basically how this disease will occur if one or more organs in our body are damaged, means this leads to a disease, or they are not functioning properly. Suppose kidneys or lungs, if they are not functioning properly, or if someone is born with hemophilia which are acquired from parents, or someone is born with color blindness, every person who is having a small defect also is considered as a diseased person itself. So next, another important point is diseases usually two types. They are nothing but infectious diseases as well as non-infectious diseases. Infectious as well as non-infectious diseases. What are these infectious diseases? Infectious means which are transmitted from one person to another. If suppose you are acquiring from hereditary, that is from your parents, that disease is okay. Or some, if you are getting on your own, they are classified as non-infectious diseases. But when you are acquiring from some person, or which are transmitted from one person to another, they are called as infectious diseases. That is transmitted from one person to another. One person to other. Non-infectious means which are not transmitted from one person to another. Most common infectious diseases which are transmitted from one person to another is in our India or else in our world, most common is AIDS. AIDS, which is a sexually transmitted disease. This is mostly, it is transmitted through other factors also, that is from mother to fetus, or from injection of you see the needles, or some from different blood groups, for many things, but mostly it is transmitted through usually the sexually transmitted disease. Others it is generally transmitted. So infectious diseases means they are transmitted from one person to another. Most common infectious disease, if they ask, AIDS, and there is no cure for AIDS also. It is highly fatal disease. That is, first it begins with HIV, then it leads to AIDS, then the patients will almost die due to the immune system loss. Next, when it comes to non-infectious diseases, they are not transmitted. What is the most common non-infectious disease which is seen highly in human beings? It is nothing but cancer. Cancer. AIDS is common infectious disease which is transmitted from one person to another. Cancer is most common disease which is not transmitted from one person to another. So there is a difference between infectious as well as non-infectious disease. It is not differentiated based on the microorganism, but it is differentiated like by transmission. That is, it is transmitted from one person to another, like that we will see. So AIDS as well as cancer. So it is done, as well as before we have defined about the health. So when we have defined about health, not only our mind plays a very important role in playing an important role in health, all our immune system, that is immune system means T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, as well as see our endocrine system, that is the hormones. Hormones also should act properly for the good health. The hormones should be activated, nervous system should be working properly, endocrine system as well as immune system, all these together function to promote good health. If anything is disturbed in this one, that is if hormones are produced excessively or they are produced in very less amount, or there is some disturbance, then it leads to disease. So everything in our body will act together to form or promote a good health. So this is about the disease. If you are having some problem also, you are considered as a diseased person only. infectious, non-infectious, transmitted from one person to another, not transmitted, AIDS as well as cancer. So this is about the main brief introduction about the human health as well as diseases. Now we will see. So health topic, you're clear. Now we will go into what are the common diseases that affects the human beings. What are the common diseases which affect the humans? So basically we will see about mostly in this zoology about animals as well as humans only, no? So we will see mainly first what are the common diseases that are seen in human beings. Common diseases. So first, when we go into what are the common diseases, there should be an organism which will affect our humans to promote this disease. That organism which helps in promoting the disease or which helps in damaging the immune system, it is considered as pathogens. Pathogen which will affect our immune system is considered as a pathogen. So these pathogens basically they will live in our stomach or they will move from one place to another and they will cause the disease. They may enter through any source they will enter. That is when you consume suppose contaminated food or water or you walk on the ground with bare foot, all these pathogens will enter our body and they will replicate in our body. Replicate means what? They will multiply in numbers. One pathogen will enter our body and they will multiply into numerous things in our body basically. Like it may multiply in the stomach or intestines or in our gut. Anywhere it may multiply and cause numerous diseases. So the one which enters our the body as well as see these pathogens are very active. Like suppose when they enter the stomach, they will all the digestive enzymes will be present in our body which will resist them to act. They will resist these pathogens to act. That is our immune system is also very good. That is they will resist the foreign particles which enter. But these pathogens will have a special mechanism like in our stomach how we are having numerous digestive enzymes like that pathogens, they will first go and settle there as well as they will destroy the numerous digestive enzymes they will destroy and then they will start multiplying in numbers. So these pathogens are very harmful to our humans. They are mostly spread through contaminated food and water. There are other main sources also where it transforms from one place to another, but the main are these. So what are the different pathogens which we see? They are nothing but bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, as well as helminthes. Helminthes. Bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoans as well as helminthes. These are the numerous pathogens which enter the body of human beings and cause numerous diseases. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans as well as helminthes. Suppose when we start with what bacteria, what are the different types of bacteria? There are numerous types of bacteria which cause numerous diseases, but here in your NEET textbook they have specified only one or two or three diseases, only those we will concentrate. So basically what are the diseases which are affected by bacteria first? So what are the diseases which are affected by bacteria are, what are the diseases which you encounter? That is nothing but typhoid, diarrhea, dysentery, plague, as well as pneumonia. Typhoid, diphtheria, cholera, You see diphtheria as well as cholera. All the mostly waterborne diseases, foodborne diseases, mostly they are by bacteria itself. There are multiple number of bacterial diseases, but the main ones are typhoid, which we all know, diarrhea, diphtheria, cholera, which is diphtheria, cholera, which are spread through water, as well as plague, which is spread through bacteria, numerous. Pneumonia also will come under bacteria only. Pneumonia means you all may think that pneumonia is cold. Actually, you may think virus will affect, but that is wrong. Common cold is affected by viruses, but pneumonia is by bacteria itself. Important neat question that you should remember. Pneumonia is by which bacterium, they will ask. I'll tell you now. See, suppose when we start with typhoid. So in the typhoid chapter, so typhoid is usually spread by bacterium that is called as Salmonella typhi. Important neat question. Salmonella typhi. By name only we can understand Salmonella typhi. Sometimes they are changing the scientific name and giving as examples. They are giving different, but remember Salmonella is caused by is a bacterium and which causes typhoid. So Salmonella typhi, you can easily remember Salmonella typhi causes typhoid fever. So how it is transmitted? This disease is transmitted through contaminated food and water. Contaminated food as well as water. Contaminated food and water. So, contaminated food and water, as well as later how this is detected. This is detected by a test. That is, if you go and take this test only, you will be able to identify that you are suffering from typhoid. Widal test. Widal test. Widal test plays an important role in identifying the disease called as typhoid. So it is spread through contaminated food and water, as well as it is caused by bacterium Salmonella typhi, as well as it is detected through Widal test. Another important point which you should remember is regarding the typhoid. What are the symptoms which are associated? So this typhoid causes high fever symptoms. High fever above 100 degrees. Sometimes you may get 105 degrees also. So by these symptoms only you should identify that the person is suffering from typhoid. So symptoms play a very important role. High fever as well as stomach pain, severe stomach pain, headache, as well as you you will get full stomach pain as well as high fever. These are the main symptoms which are associated. Then later in extreme cases, first these typhoid, that is Salmonella typhi, will go into the small intestine. They will perforate the small intestine, or else they'll go into the small intestine and they will survive there through contaminated food and water. Later, in severe cases, typhoid may be fatal also. That means it may lead to death also. But when it leads to death, if these bacteria will migrate to brain from small intestine, or else if they cause some intestinal perforations, if they cause intestinal perforations, or if they migrate to brain, then this will lead to death. So typhoid is also a fatal disease. Next, another important point, how this typhoid came into play. A cook by named Typhoid Mary. She was a cook basically by profession. First, she was infected with this bacterium. Later, when she was cooking, she spread to numerous people, and from there it spread to in the world to different parts. So from that cook only, who is named as Typhoid Mary, this name is also called as typhoid. From her only it came. So this is the main disease which is affected, which is the fatal disease which is affected by bacterium. So what are the, it is caused by Salmonella typhi. It is spread through viral test. It is through contaminated food and water. It is spread. As well as what are the symptoms means high fever, stomach pain, headache and all numerous symptoms will be there, but these are the main symptoms: fever, stomach pain as well as headache. First, where they will enter, not large intestine, it is small intestine, as well as this disease may be normally can be cured, but if it is fatal, that is if numerous organisms are multiplied there, some will migrate to brain or some may lead to intestinal perforation and it may cause death also. So this is about the first bacterial disease. In the next class, we are going to continue about the second bacterial disease, that is nothing but pneumonia.